This week we celebrate the launch of the Xbox One S by talking industrial design with the man behind the machine. We jump into Gotham City as we've never seen it before with Batman the Telltale series, and Jonny dons the pastel suit once more as he chats about Dead Rising 4, out just in time for Christmas. This is Player Attack. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this week QuakeCon was held in Dallas, Texas, and just like we've come to expect, it's a celebration of all things Bethesda, including games and projects from id Software and Arcane Studios. The event wasted no time in getting out the big guns. Here's our first proper look at the brand new Prey.
This is Morgan. The year is 2035. Please listen. This isn't a dream. It's a nightmare. There's no room for uncertainty. There's no room for doubt.
There will be at least a dozen champions to choose from when Quake Champions enters beta testing next year, including a collection of old favourites plus a bunch of new ones, and of course all sorts of super fast action, rocket jumps and gib splatters. While E3 focused on Emily Caldwin, the QuakeCon presentations for Dishonored 2 were all about returning hero Corvo Attano. His original powers are back, but enhanced, somewhat like the gameplay as a whole, really. And then there were updates for Fallout Shelter, some bits and pieces about VR, a brand new batch of premium DLC for Doom, and the big announcement that The Elder Scrolls Legends, the brand new digital card game, is out now in open beta, free for everyone. And moving on from one major contest of skill to another, the Olympic Games have kicked off in Rio de Janeiro this week, and even before the gates opened, athletes were struck by a controversy. No, we're not talking about the scandalous drug cheats, the Russian diplomat held up at Knifepoint, the apartment of stuff stolen from the Australian camp, or the fact that the authorities lost the key to the stadium. We are talking about the fact that Japanese Olympian Kohei Uchimura, 6-time world champion gymnast, racked up a $5,000 data bill playing Pokemon Go in the Olympic Village. Happily, his service provider later waived the cost, maybe in exchange for a gold medal or two. And sticking with Pokemon Go, although these stories are slowing down a bit, Niantic has released a statement explaining just why they've removed support for third-party websites like PokeVision. And as much as we love those sites, we kind of see their point. Apparently, these Pokemon Finder sites were using up so many of Niantic's server resources that it was rendering them unable to keep the game up for existing users, let alone rolling things out to other regions. Axing support saw the demand on these servers drop by more than 2/3, freeing up not only resources but also staff members, who can now work on fixing broken features and implementing new ones. Moving on, and it seems 2K Games still thinks there's plenty of life in Gearbox Software's latest multiplayer shooter, Battleborn. During an earnings call with 2K's parent company Take-Two, the publisher explained that they will continue to drive engagement and recurrent consumer spending by releasing both add-on content and virtual currency. The call did not address the growing rumour that the game will go free-to-play following the lead of fellow 2K release, Evolve. One of the reasons Battleborn did so poorly is because it was a colourful multiplayer shooter launched into a market already saturated with colourful multiplayer shooters, and while they're quite different games, Overwatch got there first. In a recent earnings call from Blizzard, it was announced that more than 15 million people have played Overwatch since its launch in May, logging more than 500 million play hours. To celebrate, the studio has revealed the Overwatch Summer Games, where fans can unlock new skins, sprays, highlight intros, voice lines, victory poses, player icons, and emotes just by picking up special Summer Games boxes. If you want them, you'll need to act fast. The Summer Games loot boxes will be picked up and sent back to the vault on August 22nd. And in quick news, we're hearing an interesting rumour out of Blizzard HQ. Could they be working on a remastered high-def version of the original StarCraft? Word on the street has the big reveal scheduled for September, with more details on the way at BlizzCon in November. And we will have some more about Xbox One hardware later in the show, but for now, rest assured that inside each and every Xbox One Model S lives a teeny tiny Master Chief. The HDB-style Halo creation lives on in the optical drive bracket inside the new console, guarding Microsoft's latest hardware release. But remember, breaking down the machine to get to him will void your warranty. Indie darling Inside, the latest from Limbo developer Playdead, has only just settled in on Xbox One and PC, but already it's moving home, with a PlayStation 4 release planned for later this month. Get ready for one of the best games of the year to hit PS4 on August 23. And finally this week, movie news fresh from the source. So often, news about video game movie tie-ins is delivered second or third hand, pieced together from rumours and bits of gossip, but not this time. Ubisoft has stepped up to tell us more about the big screen adaptation of The Division. The details might be scant, but they're verifiable. Both Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain are now attached. Both will appear in front of the camera, and both also have a stake in production. It's part of Ubisoft's development philosophy, getting top talent involved from the earliest stages as part of a collaborative effort. In fact, it's the same approach the publisher is taking to the upcoming Assassin's Creed movie, which sees Michael Fassbender both in front of the camera and lending a hand to production. That one has just finished principal photography and is out in December this year. For more information on any of these stories, or to keep up to date with the latest gaming news, head to playerattack.com. But for now, stick around, we've got plenty more still to come.
Bruce, you can't keep doing this. Step out of the shadows. Don't let tombstones be your family legacy.
This, behind us, is a bad computer. We are checking out Telltale Games here at E3. I'm talking to Richard. We're looking at, of course, Batman, which has been announced relatively recently, but being shown off here for the first time, and it looks stunning.
Thank you, I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Telltale appreciates that. Thank you.
I know you're trying to create a myth. Just remember, there is room for Bruce and Batman inside that suit.
You know, DC have been absolutely awesome, and they're giving us the freedom to work from the ground up. You know, if you see today's demo at E3, you might feel pretty comfortable with what you see and think, I kind of know what's going on here. This all feels like I've seen it before, but trust us, it's going to really, really turn around and turn on its head. And that's one of the great things about DC. They're really allowing us to go for it, bringing you a new story, obviously working with the characters that you're familiar with, but maybe there are some people in there that you think you're familiar with, but they're not.
Because we did see Harvey Dent playing a fairly significant role in what we saw today.
Yeah, and you saw Harvey obviously before he becomes Two-Face. Who's to say if he becomes Two-Face in our series or not? I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of characters in there that you'll be familiar with. You also, in this demo, it's the first time that Batman meets Catwoman, Selina Kyle. And we also actually snuck another Batman villain in there that people haven't managed to notice so far, but this villain is in there and will play a major role in the rest of the season.
I was wondering if we'd cross paths.
You broke the law. Here I am.
Cut the shit. The law. Don't tell me that's why you do all this.
Now, you're saying that Harvey Dent may not turn out to be Two-Face. That is a common theme with Telltale Games. Not necessarily whether or not that decision plays out, but the decisions made by me as a player will impact the way that the game storyline plays out. Is that the same with Batman?
Yeah, but now you've kind of doubled it up, right? Because the thing about our game is probably the most important thing to take away from it is that you spend as much time as Bruce Wayne as you do as Batman. So there are moments where you're wearing the suit and the cowl and you're leaping from rooftop to rooftop and chasing Catwoman and all that kind of stuff. But also, and just as importantly, you're Bruce Wayne the billionaire. But the things that you do as each kind of facet of Bruce Wayne's character affects the other. And you saw that again in the demo. Some of them seem relatively small and kind of like physical things. You know, Catwoman scratches Batman and that shows up in a later thing where he's Bruce. Doesn't seem like a big issue. Maybe it is. And then also things that you do and say are under tons of scrutiny. You are, after all, like, you know, the face of Gotham City to a lot of people. And so there are news reporters who are watching every step you make. They're looking at who you're talking to, how you're talking to them. And this is all driven by you as the player. These are your decisions.
And also, when you are interacting with people, then the other person that you're interacting with will remember the way that you've said something to them or what you've said, and then that'll then hinge on that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, in the demo again today, there was the big scene with the fundraising gala for Harvey Dent's run at Mayor. And, you know, in the way that I played it, I was very supportive of Harvey. I did what he needed to do. I talked to the right people, you know, shook the right hands, got him hopefully the financial support he needs to run for mayor. But I might have gone a different direction. I also played it as kind of a more withdrawn, calm kind of Bruce Wayne, but you also have the opportunity to be that kind of like over-the-top, zany billionaire playboy that, you know, is often used as a smokescreen to hide the fact that this guy is also Batman too. So all those choices are there for you to use.
Thank you again, everyone, for your unwavering support. Together, we will change Gotham.
Now, you have been sitting in this... we're in Wayne Manor at the moment right now, correct? We're in the
Wayne Manor, in the Batcave. Yeah.
And you've been playing this game quite a bit over this week. Have you been playing it through the same way each time, or have you been giving people a different look?
No, we've just been showing people the one particular path right now because we want to keep everything else as, fun for you to reveal when you actually get to play it.
Because it does look incredible. And as you say, it's really important that you are playing things as Bruce and as Bats.
Yep.
Will we be given the opportunity to maybe approach things as one or the other, or are we always going to be determined from a Telltale perspective?
That's a great point. Yeah, that's an awesome question. There are going to be some big beat moments throughout the series where you can actually say, you're given the opportunity, now do I approach this as Bruce or do I go in as Batman? And obviously that's going to mean you're going to have a very, very different experience, but it's also going to dramatically change the story and how it branches. So yeah, you can totally do that. We always describe ourselves as platform agnostic. So PC, Mac, console, mobile, we're going to be there. We're coming soon to, smart TVs if they're not there already, Apple TV, all that kind of stuff. So all these things are coming in the future.
When this whole thing starts, make sure you're on the right side.
Well then, time to save the city.
We're talking about fish. If you like convicts and want to name them Kylie and Jason, I can help. Sorry.
So I'm going to ask you a really simple question.
I just realised what I said. Oh my God, you're Australian, and I said convicts.
Pleased to welcome the new Xbox One S console, the smallest Xbox One yet, to the Xbox One family of devices starting this August.
I'm here in the Microsoft booth at E3 2016, and I'm really, really excited. This man standing next to me is not involved with any specific game, he's not involved with any specific developer. This is Carl. Carl is... Well, can you just recap what you are and what you do? Because it's so interesting, but not something that I ever even realized was a thing.
Sure. So I'm the Executive Creative Director of the Industrial Design Group for Xbox. So my team designs all of the hardware.
And this year is a big year for Xbox hardware. I mean, not only is there one new console that's been revealed, one new console that's been hinted at, but also there's new controllers, and we're standing in front of this wall. So let's cover the controllers first, because they're colorful and awesome and do new things.
Yeah, so these are the new Xbox Design Lab controllers, and a little background about how we ended up here, because we're super excited about it. Was over the years we've done a lot of special and limited edition controllers and consoles, and fans love them. We've gotten so much feedback. They want more. Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we make colors? And so the team worked really hard with the engineers, the marketing, our manufacturing suppliers to see if we could actually pull that off. Then we also worked with our web team and the stores to build an engine that could support that. So the design team created a whole new palette of colors. We looked at different ways you could combine them so that people can truly design their own controller.
Because it would have been so easy for you guys just to go, right, look, you can have a blue one and a pink one and a yellow one, but no, there are, how many different combinations are there that you guys have figured out?
I haven't done the math myself, but supposedly 8 million.
Wow.
8 million, and what's really cool about it is you can go in and design as many as you want, save them, name them, share them on the community, and just have fun, and then, pull the trigger and basically buy one. So it's fun.
So how many different parts are there to a controller that we can play around with?
Oh gosh, there's a number of parts. We have 15 different colors, but basically you can assign the colors to the top case, bottom case, the battery door, the D-pad, the thumbsticks, the ABXYs, the bumpers and triggers. So the whole product is really changeable, and this is the new controller design. So it we have Bluetooth in it, so you can connect this to your PC and play games. It has the Xbox wireless radio in it, so it connects to console. It has new molded-in textured grips this is something else people really want. Is like, hey, I got to be able to grip my controller. So we put that in it. And the other one that people always wanted was more durable thumbsticks. It's because they just, you use it so many times and they start to wear. So we changed out the resin that we use on the thumbsticks to make it more durable and less friction.
Again, it's not something that people really think about as even being a thing.
Yeah, it's it's all about these little changes that add up over time to make a better, higher quality product, and it's about gaming, better game experiences.
And that then brings us to the next point, which is about bringing the best gaming experiences. Can we talk about the Xbox One Model S?
Absolutely. So this is a big year for Xbox and definitely the design team because we've announced the Xbox One S. It's going to be available this August. It's really small. People have been really excited about the design of it. It's very clean. We've introduced it in Robot White, so it's a new color. And we chose that color because this is the smallest Xbox ever. And it is also the most powerful Xbox that we've ever had. And it's, we wanted to bring a fresh, new outlook and energy to the design. So we came up with Robot White.
Because it is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited about it. We are. It also, we talk to our customers, we talk to fans and gamers. The other thing that people always talked about was with the Xbox 360, you could either put it in a console, lay it down horizontal, or you could stand it up. And so that was something that people want, and it's about choice. You can put it next to your TV in the living room, and in the kids' room, wherever. And so the new Xbox One S has a stand that will come with the 2 terabyte version, or you can order it separately for any console, for any Xbox One S.
So this is obviously something that you want people to have outside of the console cabinet. You want them to have it on display because it is pretty stunning.
Well, we hope people want it out there, and so far it sounds like it. So we're happy about that.
There is another Microsoft box that are we allowed to talk about Project Scorpio? Is it something that we've acknowledged that it exists now at least?
That's correct. Project Scorpio, we did announce it. I'm pretty sure you saw the video, people talking about it. There's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. My team's excited about it. The game developers are super excited about it. The entire Xbox organization and Microsoft's excited about it. And I think one guy even described it as a monster. So it's like, wow, I mean, what are we going to do with it? So we're really looking forward to it.
And getting back to where we started from with all of this, obviously we're in Australia, and historically speaking, we tend to lag a little bit behind the rest of the world when it comes to getting new hardware. Are we going to be able to get our hands on all of this bright, colourful white stuff, or are we going to be left out in the cold with the black?
So officially for launch, so the new Xbox Design Lab controllers will be available in North America starting in September. We have aspirations to get it beyond into more regions and hopefully Australia. Of course, don't know when that'll be, but I truly do hope for you and everybody else out there that we'll get the controllers to Australia.
We are here at E3 and we are checking out the brand new Dead Rising. With me is Joe. Joe, what is new? What is exciting? I'm going to let you say it though.
All right, man. Frank's back. Frank is back in Willamette where he belongs. It's 16 years after the first time that he was there in Dead Rising 1. It's actually our 10th anniversary since we made the game. So another reason why we want to bring Frank back.
Jingle bell rock, jingle bells chiming in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square, in the frosty air.
And we've also been focusing on a couple of things. We have the combos, which have always been part of Dead Rising. So combo weapons, combo vehicles, but now you can combo yourself. We have an exosuit. When you put it on, you're knocking cars around, you're picking up parking meters up out of the ground, you're smashing stuff around. And so that's really like the big combo story that we've been working on. And then the zombies. It's insane. I don't even know how many zombies we have on the screen anymore. It's thousands. And like the saying, It's just the saying goes, I don't know how they did it. I don't care how they did it. Just, we have thousands of zombies on the screen, and it's mayhem, and it's really, really fun. You know, we've been working with the Xbox team a lot, and we've been doing it since Dead Rising 3, so we know what we're doing now. And, you know, the better tools come out and the better updates come out, so we know how to use it better. And it's happening, man. I mean, the game looks better than last time. It's faster frame rate. It's better resolution. There's more zombies on the screen. We're like, wow, we should have done that last time. We just didn't know how.
Before we get to the ingenious ways of killing zombies, what's up? Why is Frank back in the scene? What's happening?
So Frank gets pulled back into Willamette because a former student of his reaches out to him and said, something's going on at Willamette, and this time it's really big. And he's like, whatever. Actually, he's lured out the guys that they're going to go play mini golf, but they're not. And she drops all this information on them, and they head into the city, and sure enough, all hell is breaking loose. You know, what could go wrong? Everything's going wrong. Humanity's collapsing, of course, right? So Frank goes back into Willamette, and once he gets in there, he was reluctant to go back because he wanted to put all that behind him. But once he gets there, he just snaps back into old Frank, and he starts, okay, I got to solve the mystery, got to figure this out, got to save some lives. The camera is, you know, you take in pictures like you would normally take. You need to use the camera to solve mysteries, though. You need to figure out, you have to take pictures, put the clues together, figure out what's going on. We have all these different filters as well that go in there. So we have like a spectral analyzer and a night vision camera, which you need to see, to get around the world. We have the new selfie mode, and the selfie mode is amazing. It's super funny. You pull the camera up, you hit another button. Frank gets his mug in the camera, and then you can start using the left stick and dynamically change his expression to make it the perfect thing. So he can go when he's in front of mayhem behind him. So a lot of selfies going on. So the camera's a really big deal because it's kind of Frank's signature thing. As far as clothing, we've changed all the clothing. We have more options than we've ever had, and unlike we've done before, we put them in places where you would find the clothing, like the laundromat. You go to the laundromat, you start opening the washers and dryers, and that's where you find the stuff, right? So lots of great suits, lots of classics coming back, and a lot of brand new things too.
Frank's back. Frank is a staple. More importantly, bosses. Wild bosses are a staple. Can we expect them to see a return as well?
Yeah, the one change that we have made about the game, we got a lot of pushback from some of the psycho bosses that people thought they were a bit off color and thought they were going a bit too far there. So what we did is we dialed down the kind of sexual deviancy stuff, but we dialed up the weirdness with some of these things. And all the bosses are kind of residents of Willamette, so they feel like they really belong there. And so it's just as twisted, but they have more bearing to the story, and I think fans are going to love it.
So less sex appeal and more lynch appeal.
Yeah, bang on, man.
Zombie killing. Yes. I assume we can use anything here to make a mess.
You can use anything to kill a zombie. And we have 3 different flavors of zombie this time. We have the regular zombie, that's just the horde, we call it. And then we have the freshly infected zombies. And those are the guys that are like 28 days later, like, they run after you, they don't get tired, they don't breathe. They climb up into cars. You can't just stand on a car and hope for the best. They'll climb up and get you. You can climb up on a dumpster. They'll climb up and get you. They're ravenous. And then we have the other zombies, which we're not showing at E3 yet, but watch for it in the future. We have our Evo zombies. Evo zombies are the zombies that have kind of been bitten, been through the infected stage, and then haven't gone right back into a mindless zombie. They've got a little bit of sentience still left in there. And so they're cunning and they're crafty. Sort of like the raptors in Jurassic Park. They hunt in packs, they corral you, they wear you down, and then they come in for the kill. So totally different levels of strategy you're going to have to employ against these different zombies.
As we're back in Willamette and we're clearly trying to either avoid or murder everything in sight, how big are we looking at here? How much is there to explore?
So the size of Willamette and the outlying area, it's a little bit bigger than DR3 was, but what we've done is we've added many layers. So for one thing, we have a city to explore. So we have the old town, we have where the people live, we have the industrial part, we have a military base, but we also have a massive mall. The mall is back, it's huge. 2-level mall. Themed areas, there's like a medieval area and there's a Caribbean area, and so we really try to ham up the mall. But there's a whole underbelly to the world as well. Lots of subterranean caves, lots of places to go in the tunnels underneath the mall and underneath the city. So we like to think of it like 3D chess. You've got 3 levels to work with, and so it's not quite 3 times bigger than DR3, but it's going to feel like that because there's way more stuff to go to. way more stores to go into. You can walk down the street, smash a window, and loot from the window. There's a lot of that to make it feel more alive.
Mix and mingle and a jingle and beat. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock.
And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. Next week, Mike dips into his video game shoebox once more with a look at the first game he ever played on the Atari 2600. And just when you were feeling all warm and fuzzy and nostalgic, Jonny takes on the Battle Royale experience of The Culling. Will he live to tell the tale? In the meantime, you can catch us at playerattack.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, and if you've got something you want to say, send us an email, mailbox@playerattack.com, or just hop on our forums. Also, if you want to support Player Attack, you can find us on Patreon and help us bring you the latest in gaming news, plus all these wonderful interviews and reviews from the world of video games. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is Player Attack.